Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be really like kind of a chit chat video, so you can take it like a podcast. You don't really have to, there's not going to be any kind of like special footage or fancy like any kind of pictures. So you can just listen to it while you're on the road or you're like cleaning or organizing something. It does include a lot of new things that you probably did not know about me, just because I'm going to be talking about my life in Ukraine. A lot of my viewers, you guys know that I have lived here before 20 years, since I was 7 years old. I went to school here, university, finished working, but for the last 3 years or a little bit more, you guys saw my other story that we just came from Ukraine. So aside from that, my motherhood also started there, and I think that that's a kind of stage of transformation that the way you transform into a mom does have to do a lot with kind of like your mental state, with where you are, how much support you have, what you have as a resource available for, you know, kids things, and for yourself to take care of yourself, and maybe like spiritual support, church. A lot of people that I communicated with over the time, like my close friends, relatives, they don't know the details of me actually having to do with a lot of like hustling there, and documents, and you know, food shopping and clothes shopping, and you know, visiting the hospital, getting medical care. A lot of what I went there, the reality of what it's like to interact with, you know, Ukrainian people there, or just people in general. Those are the kinds of things I didn't really talk about, because you'll soon find out that those are the kind of things you want to just forget about and pretend that it never happened, especially for an American person who's coming from a culture where it's kind of like please and thank you. So before I got married, when I considered actually moving to Ukraine, my parents did warn me that there is actually a harsh reality. It wasn't just my parents, actually. It was some family and friends of from the generation that came out of Ukraine while they were adults. They warned me that there's a harsh reality waiting for me there. And you know, when you're kind of single and you don't have a family, and you're just kind of, you were visiting the country and you were kind of seeing the good side of it, and then you were always walking around with your relatives, your friends, and those who showed you kind of like the good side, and you didn't actually have to go and ask the government for something. You were always kind of with your own money, with like a ticket on the way back, with just one purpose of visiting. Even if it's 1 month, even if it's 2 months, you're kind of always in that mentality that you're going to return at some point. So actually living there and being a resident and trying to work there and trying to you know, start a family, that's very, very different. A friend I have, recently I was writing to her on Instagram. She told me, and if she's listening to this, then I agree with her. And she said that Ukraine will always just be a country of my heritage, but I would not live there even if I got $1 million. So, okay guys, so that lighting was not any better. So for the first couple of months when I moved, I was working remotely to a company in the United States. So I was still getting a paycheck. I had dollars coming in. For that economy, that was like really good money, especially for, you know, just a newlywed couple who did not have too many expenses. So my husband wasn't working. He was going to Bible school, so he was always doing homework, and then, you know, we were always visiting the family. We were going to church, trying to do as much ministry as possible. And then we went to Moldova to do my paperwork. I needed a temporary residency permit to be living there for more than 3 months, and that's what we did. We went to Moldova, had that done. That was actually like our little honeymoon, but you know, we had our problems there. We had our car that broke, and we need to buy a new engine for it, which was like $2,000. So we had a lot of expenses at that time. And then when we came back, I found out I was pregnant. So that's kind of when things started to move slowly downhill, because in November I got laid away, or no, I got fired, or whatever you want to call it, because apparently, according to the company policy, I'm not allowed to work if I'm actually not on the territory of United States. So when my husband found out that I had lost my job, he was at a 2-week session in Kiev. We were really worried. We were shocked. We weren't really sure what we would do, because he hadn't been working. Like, he didn't have a stable job at that time. So we decided to build a business that he had run since up to when we left Ukraine. We're trying to sell that business right now, actually. He opened an auto shop. First it started with tires, and then now he was doing like mechanics work. So we had built that business. We sold a couple of, like, we had a car, we had a motorcycle, we had sold that. Then I had my last paycheck, which helped a lot. And then, while I was still there, I'm thankful that we had built the business, because it fed us daily, really. And my husband he loves cars, and he loves to fix them. Okay, guys, so I'm obviously in a different room, because this is the kind of stuff. Oh, my baby is here with me. Hello. So she's here with me because she just woke up. Obviously, Rufina was coughing, so she woke her up. But that's not a problem, because it's time for her to get up anyway. Fast forward January 2020, I flew in to do documents, paperwork for my husband's spouse visa. And then when I came back, I gave birth July. Okay, let me say a few things about the reality of the Ukrainian people. I think it's just people in general. It's not like Ukrainians per se. I think it's Slavic people in general. So you guys can look it up on internet, like birth experiences in Ukraine. I'm not going to talk about like TMI details or any of that, not the actual birth. Just pertaining to the way people give service, like medical customer service and medical care, how it's administered. So before, the doctors would they were like calling me nasty names. They were not listening to me. They were not checking up on me. They were not asking me about like the plan of care that I want, what kind of birth I want to have, C-section, or I want to do like other way of delivery. So until my husband, and remember, this is COVID time, so it's like twice as worse. So until my husband came and gave them $300, well, he asked like, how much do you guys, what are you asking for? And they're like, well, 300 is the minimum. So before he gave them $300, they would not even like be nice to me or whatever, or just like normal human like nice attitude. Then after he gave them $300, they were like, oh, okay, what do you need? Like, let's do this. Like, what do you prefer? And then they were like, okay, let's go with the C-section, and, we'll take care of you. I got pregnant the second time. We had already had a referral for a great physician. I'm so glad we went to that city. It's like 2 hours from us. Oh, insurance. So you do have to pay like a thankfulness gift to the physician, and she didn't want to even take that. So she was, let me tell you, the kind of attitude that I got at the Odessa hospital when I was giving birth to Rufina. So they were asking me for bribes everywhere, like every single step. Each doctor was asking me for a bribe, and they were like really flat out about it. They weren't trying to like keep a low tone, or they were like, this is our cost. This is the cost of our service. To like come and sweep your floor. This is our service. Guys, this is at the bank, this is at the store, this is at the medical place, this is at anything that has to do with documents, city hall, when you go get your marriage certificate, or this is at the DMV, driving place. I had friends in Ukraine tell me that, no, it's not all the people, like, there's a lot of people who smile, yeah, but that's like 1 out of 10, honestly, that's 1 out of 10 people. You have really, really nice people, because A, they were raised that way, or 2, they're Christians, like really sincere Christians, and that's their attitude towards everything. But not even all Christians smile, because they're Slavic. So, nothing against, I'm Slavic myself, but you have COVID, nobody can visit you. My husband couldn't see me, my mother-in-law couldn't see me, their family couldn't see me, none of the sisters could see me. They wouldn't let them in. And then you have this newborn, and then you just had surgery, and you're completely isolated. I mean, obviously, It was partially the same way the second time I gave birth. We just kind of didn't fret about it because, you know, I already knew what I was doing with the baby. So I'm like, no, we'll wait. As long as I know you're in town, that's fine. Okay guys, I can't not show you my baby because she's like super cute. She's like super cute. Okay guys, kind of like a little commercial break and a GoFundMe request. Diapers run out really fast, and you guys know we just came to America, so if you have any desire, you can go on my Amazon link down below, and I'm gonna have some diapers. I have some gift cards on there too, if you guys want to give them out. They'll send them to me so I can buy some things for the kids. The pack that my parents bought me, and it's already running out. So we have size 4 in need, size 5 in need, and I am planning to potty train my my toddler, but that's gonna be in the summer, and that's gonna be an attempt, so it might not go until 3 years old. So I wanted to conclude with the fact that maybe it's kind of inappropriate that I'm talking about this topic at a time of war. But I'm just sharing what I went through, and the president, he probably wouldn't be able to fix it in a matter of like 5-10 years. I'm not sure how long he would be president, but it would take a good decade, like some 100 years, I think, for that country to change. Because, like, for example, he came out with a law, he raised the taxes on like big businesses, but those taxes apply to small businesses too. And I know personally a lot of businesses that started closing, and that was the kind of prediction from some of the law firms. They were coming out with videos like what would happen if that law came into place. Also, that I'm so appreciative that I know the American culture, just that aspect of it, that you have to give that first good impression, and you have to be nice to people, and you have to be polite, and that you should be respectful, and that you should respect the law. Thank everybody for watching this video till the end, or at least listening to it. So also put a like on if you like this video. Thank you. Bye.